What's up, guys? I'm back today with another Pocket GM3 video on the channel, and in today's video, we are finally back with the playoffs of season number 5. We went 8-9 on the year, not a great year for us, but we're in the playoffs, and it means we have at least a chance. Now, I made a couple moves. I realized there was a couple players in free agency that we could pick up, and obviously now being the end of the year, these players' contracts, $17 million isn't really what we're going to end up paying some of these guys, just because it's kind of like prorated because of the season. So we still have $11 million in cap space. I signed a couple players and released a couple players. We don't have a backup quarterback, but it doesn't really matter at this point because we're at the end of the year. I released a couple players. As you guys can see, picked up a couple of weapons. Where did we pick up players? I think we picked up a defensive tackle. We're only paying him $2.2 million for the potential one game we have to play. Picked up a new defensive end as well. Lots of development out of our rookie. And I think that's all I picked up. At least I think. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I picked up someone else. Maybe I'm blind and picked up someone else and I didn't even realize it. But yeah, that's where the team is at this very moment. 76 defense, 80 offense, 78 overall. We are going against Denver. And if we check out Denver overall, they're a 79 overall. Very, very bad defense, but a solid, very good offense. And their quarterback is phenomenal as well. Coming off of kind of an okay year. Kind of one of his down years. One of his worst years, actually. See if we can end up getting the win. 2 All-Pros for him, 1 MVP, and a 4-time Conference Bowl player. They did go 11-6 on the year. So let's move on to play Denver, see what we can do here in the playoffs. And we're going to slow sim this one. And maybe we can get lucky here and get the W in today's video, but we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to hope on the defense to kind of lock them down a little bit and their high-powered offense. But we do get the first points on the board for the day in the first quarter. The offense isn't really driving very well, but we do get another field goal on the board, take a 6-0 lead, but Denver is going to drive down the field and get a field goal of their own, and it looks like we're going to have a 6-3 lead, and the defense does hold them, so a 6-6 game here as we head about halfway through the second quarter. Overall, kind of a fairly even game. You guys can see we do now have a touchdown on the board from Wilcox there. Quarterback does have an interception, and we're going to take a 7-point lead into the second half. They do end up driving, getting another field goal. Defense is looking pretty well here, stopping their very high-powered offense, but I was hoping our offense could at least do a little bit more, but we do extend our lead back to 7 points as we are farther into the second half. It looks like we do have an injury on our team, I think. At least that's what I saw. We do get another touchdown on the board, take a 14-point lead as we head closer to the end of this one. Under 12 minutes to go, and it looks like they go for it on 4th down, and we get the stop, at least I think. Things were going too quickly there, but we're halfway through the 4th quarter, and we have a 14-point lead with 5 minutes on the clock. They do get a touchdown, go for 2, or they don't go for 2. And they do get the ball back with about a minute left on the clock. And that's where it ends. Our 8-9 team is going to win our first playoff game. It looks like a lot of the home teams won except for Carolina on the road. How did Carolina end up on the road? That's what we really got to check out here. Carolina ends up going 14-3 and losing in their division as a top wildcard pick. Pretty crazy there, but we are going to take home a victory here in today's episode. Did we get an injury? It looks like maybe we did get an injury. I guess we didn't. We're going to run with it. And we're going to move on into game number 2 of today's episode. It is going to be against New England, a top team. Did they get the 1 seed? They did get the 1 seed. So this is going to be a little bit of a tough matchup here as we head on the road to New England, seeing if we can get a little bit farther here. But we are in the divisional round, so it is exactly where they wanted us to make it. So I do hate to be the bearer of bad news, as we were tied 10-10 there. But the game actually ended up crashing as we were about halfway through that game, you guys could see. And I guess we're going to hop back into this one. So off to a fresh start in this one. Hopefully we can at least maybe get a little bit of a better start, but we'll have to see what ends up happening. A little bit disappointing there, but the things you kind of expect with a beta. Obviously, you're going to run into some glitches, and it is what it is. Nothing to be too worried about. Obviously, that kind of stuff is going to be fixed when the full game releases, and we're making a series on a beta. It happens. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. But we are tied here 3-3 as we head into the second quarter. Not too bad of a start, kind of similar to where we were before, but hopefully maybe we can have a lead into the second half, but we'll have to see what happens as it looks like a little bit more of a defensive matchup here as 3 points, but it looks like New England is going to drive. Can we hold them to 3? We cannot. They end up scoring a touchdown and take a 10-3 lead. So a little bit worse start for us, but we do tie it up 10-10, kind of exactly where we were before. But we'll have to see what ends up happening as New England is driving. They do get another touchdown, not able to stop them, but they do have a high-powered offense, kind of expected. But we're able to drive down the field and get a touchdown of our own. Pretty even on yards, too. But New England is driving again. We really can't hold them to a field goal as they score another touchdown, and our offense can't get anything going. And they're going to get a 10-point lead as we head farther into this fourth quarter. We are driving, though, cut it to a 1-possession lead for them, but New England does look like they're driving. We get the ball back with 4 minutes on the clock, and we go 3 and out. And we have a chance here with 2 minutes left to go. Let's pause this one. We have a minute left on the clock. We're at the 40-yard line. Let's see what we can do. It looks like we're driving, and we score a touchdown on the last play of the game. Denver Wilcox to Dozier. And that is going to be a touchdown. We're taking this game into overtime. New England is going to get the ball first. And it looks like we are going to stop them. So any points on the board, and we do get the W here. We can't get any points. New England is driving. And they end up punting the ball back to us. We are driving. And we get the touchdown, 34-27. Absolutely crazy. Wilcox to Cooper Jenkins for the game-winning touchdown on the road against the 1 seed. We get the victory, and that is absolutely insane. We're taking this team to the conference championship we're going to be playing Pittsburgh, almost at a home field advantage, but we're going to be on the road. Pittsburgh had a phenomenal offense, and their offense played phenomenal. Their quarterback is injured. That is crazy. What is going to happen here? 76 defense, 68 offense with an injured quarterback. We're going to have to see what ends up happening here. Who knows? We have an 80 overall team. There's a little bit of potential here. We could take this team to the promised land and get this team to a conference championship game. Let's see how Wilcox has done. 3 touchdowns last game, 2 in the game before. And we're going to take this team on the road to Pittsburgh, and we're going to watch another game. I realize this episode is probably getting a little long, but we'll probably cut out some portions there and see what happens. So hopefully we can shorten it down, but we'll see what ends up happening. I highly expect this team to win. I really expect this team to win, but it looks like they're going to put their first points on the board, and they're going to be starting kind of like a nobody player, kind of one of those empty players when you have a quarterback out or a position out. So I'm not sure how we're not doing anything on the team. We're down 3-0 as we head into the second quarter, on the verge of a Champions Bowl appearance, Super Bowl appearance here, halfway through the second quarter. We have 0 points on the board, and we have a total of 100 yards of offense, and they're up 10-0 on us without a quarterback, mind you. With a no-name quarterback, it looks like we're going to miss a kick there at the end of the first half. They're driving again, and somehow they score another touchdown. 24-7. They are absolutely crushing us. This is kind of what we deserved. We honestly don't deserve to be here, and we're kind of lucky to get here. So kind of what I expected, but I was hoping the team would have played at least a little bit better here as we cut it to a 14-point lead. But Pittsburgh somehow, with their no-name player, is coming out here and balling out, and they're going to beat us here as we head into the fourth quarter. That's okay. We didn't deserve to get to the Champions Bowl. We're down by 14 points. We're running out of time, and the field goal is no good. Our kicker is no good. The team is no good, and that is okay. We lose by 7 points here, and that's okay. We didn't deserve to make it to the Super Bowl, even if they're playing with a no-name quarterback. I feel like it's kind of dumb that they just absolutely balled out like that. But what you're going to do, it is what it is. We're going to go check out some of the box score, that one really quickly, just because I felt like that was just beyond stupid. Our quarterback did nothing, and you can't even see the stats for their guy, but he apparently balled out. They're 11 receptions for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. A little disappointing that the team couldn't do anything against a no-name quarterback, but again, our team's terrible. We allowed a lot of offense, and 379 yards of passing to a player that really didn't exist. So it is what it is. We didn't deserve to make it to the Super Bowl. We got lucky to even make it to that point, to the Champions Bowl, and Carolina is going to take it as a wildcard team. Deserved for them. And Zach White is going to get MVP. 37-5. Anybody on our team up there not expected? And it looks like we're gonna have one All-Pro player. Great job making it. Great job in making the conference round and progressing further than expected. We'd love for you to return for another season and expect you to make the conference championship round. Another good year. So we are back with the team. As you guys can see really quickly before we do anything, Denver Wilcox is going to retire this year. A little bit of an end to our quarterback that we did have, but it is what it is. We're expected to make some moves here in the offseason, $142 million in cap space. One thing I do want to say is I just had the game crash again, and it took me like 3 tries to get back into the save file, so there's no guarantee that I'm going to be able to hop back into the save file continuously. With each update, it does potentially mess up some things, and this could kind of be the save that does get messed up. And it is what it is. I'm not too attached to this series. It's just fun to play and be able to make a series on as we can. So that's where this video is going to end. There might not be a next episode, but there might be a next episode. We'll have to see what happens and see if we run into any more crashing issues. But without further ado, I'm going to end this one off. We had a phenomenal year making it to the conference round, but we have a lot of holes to fill on this team, and we're not going to have a top draft pick as we expected. We go 8-9, and we make it all the way to the 4th best team in the conference championship game. So not going to get a great draft pick, and we're going to have to make some moves here in the offseason to kind of rebuild this team. So we'll see what happens, and I will see you guys in next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will potentially see you in the next episode. If you guys do not see an next episode, it's because this save file did crash. So hope we are able to get into the save file again, but we'll have to see what happens. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in hopefully another episode.